One session that practicing pediatricians love to go to at this conference is tips they can do to change their practice right now. And right now we have Chip Hart here to talk about some of the things you could do. Chip, welcome.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good now that I'm done with my talk.
And now that you're done with your talk and getting out there in the conference, what's a way pediatricians can get out of their offices to make their practice better?
Well, I'm a big fan of collaboration, and in addition to all the obvious things that the AAP has, like SOPM and other sections where they can communicate, pediatricians really thrive on personal interaction, and I encourage my clients or any pediatrician I consult with, go visit someone. Call up one of your friends from residency, go to their practice, spend a day in their office, see what they do at their front desk, feel proud about the problems that you've solved on your own, and then feel slightly excited to learn from them.
And you mentioned there were two things that every practice should do right now. One was about vaccines, one was about Medicaid. Can you elaborate on those?
I think in 2025, it is imperative that every pediatric practice recall every single Medicaid child for well visits, because this could be the last time you get to see them. If federal funding runs out in next year, like it's supposed to for some states, you're not going to get to see those kids. And when it comes to vaccines, when we have a national attack on the primacy of vaccines, get every kid in who needs a shot today, because if you think it's difficult to convince a family to give a vaccine when it's free, it's a lot more difficult when now they have to pay out of pocket. It's also just clinically vital. When there are measles outbreaks in the United States, how can you tolerate having kids in your practice who haven't had their measles shots? So communicating with your families, engaging them, building those relationships, that is the most important work that pediatricians do.
And being at this conference can feel sometimes like you're drinking from a fire hose of pediatric information. How important is it to debrief, and who should you do that with?
Oh, it took me years to figure this out just for myself. When you go home, you've been to 25 classes and you've seen some of your heroes give a lecture, or you've picked up 20 vignettes of things that, that's good. Go back to your practice and do an NCE debrief. Figure out if you came with someone you practice with, meet that person for lunch and say, all right, let's go through our list and let's find the 2 or 3 things that we're really going to actually dedicate time and resources to change. But if you're the only representative from your practice, go back to your practice and say, like, to your partners, this is what I learned. These things from this is national input. These things are going to make a difference. Can we do them? Or if you're a solo, you meet with yourself. You spend an hour and say, these are the 5 things I'm going to prioritize this year. And the practices who don't go back home and act like a squirrel and do nothing, they don't work as well as the practices who just say, I'm going to pick 2 or 3 things and do it. And I give that advice every year. And I don't know if you noticed, but when we were walking out, when you guys came to come chat with me, one of the attendees came up to me and she said, I saw you say this thing at PMI and I did that one thing and it changed my practice. So that's what I want everyone to do. One thing.
And before we let you go, is there just one more thing you want to say to practicing pediatricians out there to optimize their practice?
You have the best job in the world. Not only do you get paid well, even though you don't feel like it, you have the most intrinsically rewarding job in the world. You get to save children, even if it's incrementally. Right now, you are being beaten up left and right, especially when someone comes to tell you that the work you do is harming them. Ignore all that. We need you in this country. I like to remind people that pediatricians and elementary school teachers saved the United States during COVID, because without you, we didn't go back to work. And right now, when we're facing pretty substantial economic threats, we can all see it and all feel it. You are the backbone of what allows us to work. And if we run into another pandemic, if we have clinical outbreaks of something, with all of the behavioral health challenges and needs of kids in this country, you're doing the most important work, and it's insane that you get paid for it. So please stick together, collaborate, talk to your friends. You're not alone, but we need you to keep doing this work.
Thank you so much, Chip. It's been a pleasure.
Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate it.